We're recording. You ready?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Fight Bros podcast listeners? We're here on January 5th, 2020.
January 5th, 2020.
Yep. And I'm bringing you the 20th podcast. As always, I'm Marcus Burks. This is Albert Walters.
You know, I can't believe we're already at episode 20. It's God, it's crazy. It's built up so quick.
Yeah.
You know, so we really don't have much UFC content out there right now because there's not many fights going on. People aren't making waves. You know, we got some people saying some weird stuff that just doesn't really make sense. But you know, I think it's funny to note that we actually just got done recording for like an hour and a half. we were recording and talking for like an hour and a half. And it was like one of the best podcasts we've ever had.
Yeah.
I think so, you know, because we didn't have much UFC content. And we could go over this in like 5 minutes. Like, legitimately, like, we could just hit this and be done in 5 minutes if we wanted to. But we kind of smoothed it out a little bit, took our time with it. And then we got into a really fun topic about cryptozoology. And we need to do that again. That was a fun as hell podcast.
Yeah, we talked about Bigfoot, Mothman, all kinds of cryptids. And dude, I kind of have a theory. You know what? This is kind of funny. We might have gave out too much information on that video.
You think so?
The government might have been tapping into your phone right there.
Mothman might have tapped into it.
Yeah, we might have been giving out too much information, and that's why the video got deleted.
We lost it all, man. Like, we don't even have any remnants from the video. We were recording, like I said, hour and a half at least. I've been reading my watch. I got here at 9.
Yeah.
And we started recording at like 9:30, 9:40. And it's now 11:24.
The men in black decided not to visit us in person. They just
deleted the video.
Just gonna tap into your phone and delete it.
I hope that didn't happen because that was such a fun video.
These kind of things happen when we're talking about topics like that, man.
Yeah, man, the men in black. So, it sounds like we're kooks, but we got into a lot of stuff where, like, people actually believe that the men in black's real. Not just the movie, but, like, the movie's based off, like, real people. Mm-hmm. And we were getting into all that fun stuff, and so it was such a fun podcast. We might go up to West Virginia, look for a Mothman.
This kind of stuff happens, man. This is what the people talk about on the shows. They say, weird stuff happens when you start discussing stuff like that.
When you start discussing it, and you're on video.
Information being gamed up.
What if we go back and this video is now deleted? I'm like, okay, we're done. Yeah. We're done for the day. Oh, well, I guess we'll keep this one MMA related.
Yep.
So we don't lose the video. Man, that blows. Like, that bums me out.
That was a good one, man. We can try to get a guest on here maybe one day and that's
dive into that
stuff too. Yeah.
Dive into it, see what they think.
I know a couple of people that are kind of into that stuff.
That was such a fun podcast. Yeah. So, well, MMA related, so we don't look like total kooks. We've got Kamaru Usman. He sends a warning to McGregor, and he also calls out a super fight with GSP. Although we're recapping this from an hour and a half ago, which is so frustrating. My thoughts on this was that I was saying that I just think it's silly. Why call out McGregor? He ain't the cream of the crop no more. Mm-hmm. Masvidal is. And GSP's retired. Let him be retired. He don't want nothing to do with you, man. He didn't want nothing to do with Woodley.
Yeah.
He ain't coming back. He might come back for Khabib, but that's a maybe. So, what's your thoughts on Kamaru Usman calling out McGregor and GSP?
So I think Kamaru Usman, he's mentioning McGregor's name like everybody does. If you mention McGregor's name, it kind of gets you a little bit more attention.
Kind of like when you call out Eminem.
Yeah. Like him. What was it? MGK. He called out Eminem. He dissed Eminem. Yeah, he just wanted to.
Then Eminem lit you up.
Yeah, call out for stuff. You say stuff sometimes you don't really want.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, he's mentioned McGregor's name. McGregor is also a big money fight. I doubt we'll see this happen, but McGregor has stated that he wants to be a 3-division champion. He believes that he can win the belt in that welterweight division.
No, I don't think so. Too big.
Yeah. But I think Usman's too big.
Oh, yeah.
I think what he's done so far.
It ain't like it couldn't compare to those people. So
yeah, and a lot of respect to Kamaru Usman. In 2019 he had a really big year. He ended the year being a champion.
I think we'll find out tomorrow if he made Fighter of the Year.
Yeah,
it'll either be him or Masvidal.
Yeah, probably Masvidal.
Probably Masvidal. He kind of put the UFC, like, I don't want to say on the map because the UFC was already on the map, but Masvidal made a lot of people start watching the UFC after that Askren fight.
Yeah, and I remember like Kamaru Usman beginning of 2019, latter of 2018. I remember watching some of his fights, and he was going the distance, and I obviously almost went the distance with Kobe. But I remember one fight he was like, that was 30%.
Yeah,
that wasn't even 100%, and I was like, I just didn't like him at that point. But he is
he's a
very high level fighter now, and
yeah,
he's the champion. So.
Yeah, so it's I don't know. I think that's silly. Call out McGregor and GSP.
But the GSP that
one's
is
really
a super
silly.
fight I wouldn't mind seeing. It wouldn't be on my top 10 super fights that I would like to see in 2020.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't be mad at that super fight.
No. Yeah. I just don't get it. Like, I don't get why calling out GSP. It's just weird to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of weird, but it doesn't mean it won't happen.
Yeah.
I never would have guessed that.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I never could have predicted that one. So, whatever. Then we got Joanna Jacek, my girl. She opens up about why she lost against Rose Namajunas when she lost to her for a title fight in 2017. She opened up, who was she talking with? ESPN or?
Yeah, I think so.
And so it was 2 months before that fight, her fiance and her broke up, and she said it was just an emotional toll. It was hard to come out from that. So it I hate that she lost, because you never want to see one of your favorite fighters lose. But it's sad to see that her and her fiance broke up.
And this is why we chose to talk about it. Usually stuff like this you don't see fighters talking about. We usually see fighters as superheroes. We feel like they're not human.
They don't have personal lives.
Yeah, they don't have personal lives. On Instagram and stuff, a lot of fighters, they keep their personal lives private. They keep everything private. They don't post stuff. So that's a hard time for her. She was probably almost in training camp, getting ready to go into training camp, and obviously you're doing the training, but your mind's somewhere else. It's
Absolutely
hard to go in there and beat somebody like Rose Namajunas with something like that. So I respect Joanna Jacek for what she has said. I think all that's behind her now. She's ready to beat Willie Zhang and get that title. But for somebody like her, one of the top women in the UFC ever, to come out there and open up about her personal life like that.
Yeah,
that's a touchy subject. That's probably very emotional to her, and she opened up about it. So a lot of respect to Joanna Jacek.
Absolutely. So maybe she'll get to fight Rosie Namajunas again.
Yeah, revenge that loss.
Yeah, a lot of people love doing that though.
Yeah.
A lot of people love revenging their loss.
Yeah,
and that's one thing I love about Masvidal right now. In his talks about Maya's, he wants to be Maya's last fight, hopefully for the belt.
Yeah,
because Damian Maia beat Masvidal years ago, and he was like, I want to redeem that loss.
Yeah.
So, moving on, we've got McGregor he suggests that Khabib is trembling for a rematch, and that McGregor believes he won the first round. But here's the funny thing. McGregor claimed that he won the first round if you take away
the control.
Khabib's control. And it's like, that's so stupid. That's like saying, I won that round if you take away every time that person punched me in the face. Like, oh, I won
Which
that
is
fight
what
against that
MMA
punching
is,
bag.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like I won if they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So, and it's like Khabib ain't trembling. Khabib rocked you, man. Like that's what I don't get. Yeah, McGregor landed some hard punches, but like Khabib rocked him, and people are forgetting that. So if you watch that replay again, Khabib threw some throws that like stumbled McGregor, and everybody's like, "What?
Yeah.
Khabib can throw punches!" Like everybody was so excited. So that was a huge surprise to me.
Yeah.
So, what's your thoughts? Do you think Khabib is trembling in his
No,
trembling
I don't
in his
think
boots?
he's trembling. He's what now? 30-0. He's not scared. He completely dominated Conor McGregor. He was in more trouble against Dustin Poirier than he was against Conor McGregor.
Absolutely.
Dustin Poirier had him in a guillotine, and
Yeah.
I thought that was
that was it. Everybody thought that
Yeah.
was it. They were like, "Oh my God, how did you?
Yeah.
How do you have a bear in a guillotine?"
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
everybody was like, "Whoa!" Like Dustin Poirier, he caused more trouble for Khabib than McGregor did.
Yeah.
So like, if Poirier and Khabib fought again, I could see Khabib being like, "Okay, I want to
lot
be a
of
little
people
more
caused
cautious."
more trouble than McGregor did. Michael Johnson caused more trouble against Khabib than McGregor did.
Yeah, Mike Johnson.
Michael,
Nothing.
he
No,
ain't,
it's-
he ain't even
no.
one of the top guys anymore.
No. It's a joke. Like
Quinta.
no, like Seymour Butts. Like it's like Mike Johnson. It's like saying my,
Oh yeah.
Seymour Butts. So
Al LaQuinta had Khabib in more trouble too.
absolutely,
Yeah.
man. So it's like Khabib ain't scared to fight McGregor because like
Yeah.
McGregor didn't really do much for Khabib to be like, oh, that dude kind of got me for a second. So
But his
That's
fight
silly.
against Cowboy coming up is a must-win for him to get the Khabib fight. If
it's
he
a must win for him to even make
Get-
waves.
Yeah, it's a must-win for him to get any big money fight.
So, but I'm rooting for Cowboy all the way. But I'm a
Yeah.
huge Cowboy fan. Love that guy to death. So I'm excited for that. We've got 2 weeks from that.
Yep.
Less than 2 weeks from
So
yesterday.
next week's podcast will be breaking that cord down.
Absolutely. So I'm excited for that. But speaking of Dustin Poirier, we've got him. He said he's open to fighting Nate Diaz or Justin Gaethje at UFC 249, and that's headlined with
Khabib and Ferguson.
Khabib and Ferguson. And so that's going to be I'm excited to see Khabib and Ferguson again. I mean Khabib and Ferguson. But
Yeah.
it's always fun watching Khabib fight.
Yeah, and we need a good co-main event. We ain't getting a good co-main event for Conor Cowboy. Either of these fights would be an awesome co-main. Dustin versus Nate, Dustin versus Justin.
I know
Would be
you I
awesome.
know you prefer Nate because you just want to see him back in the ring.
Yeah, everybody knows that's my favorite fighter.
Absolutely, so-
anytime he's fighting, I'm tuned in.
Mhm. So what if Nate and Dustin fought, what's your thoughts on that?
See, this might surprise you, but according to ESPN's 2020 Dream Fights, this was one of the
Honorable
notable
mentions?
Honorable mentions. Yep. Dustin Poirier versus Nate Diaz. I like this. It's already been booked. It was booked for UFC 230 to headline Madison Square Garden. We didn't end up getting it because Dustin Poirier pulled out. And then miraculously 2 weeks after the pay-per-view, he was ready to sign a fight again. Not against Nate, so he was ready to fight for the title. So that was kind of a fishy right there.
Yeah.
But now you have a chance. Bless you.
Ooh, sorry, that was powerful. Man, my bad.
Oh, you're good.
Ooh, I was trying to muffle that. Nah, whoo.
But now we will have a chance to, see these two fight. There's a lot of bad blood too. They don't like each other.
Well, let's hope that happens because
Those make the best fights.
those
They
do
don't like
make the
each
best
other.
fights. So let's hope that happens for UFC 249 in March or April.
April, yeah.
April, okay. Well, let's hope that happens.
Yeah. What?
I don't know.
Oh, did you forget something? Really?
No, I didn't forget anything. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be one of our shorter podcasts because
we had an hour and a half of fun content.
we had an hour and a half of really good content.
Men in Black
for
took
you
it down.
guys for about cryptozoology since we didn't have a lot of UFC to talk about today.
Well,
But when you get into topics like that, weird stuff happens. So
Weird. It's some fishy
yeah,
shit, man.
weird stuff happens when you're talking about Bigfoot, Mothman, and
Yeah, and
that's
it's
secret information that's not supposed to be out there.
yeah. So then our video mysteriously got deleted.
Yeah.
Kind
Hey,
of.
but we're gonna bring this back, and we're gonna bring back better information. We're gonna
We might go to West Virginia
yeah.
on a Mothman, expedition.
So if it's just a podcast with me or Albert, or if we end up getting a guest on to talk about this, we enjoyed talking about Bigfoot, Mothman, aliens.
Yeah.
So we plan on revisiting that again.
Yeah.
And we're gonna take more precautions to make sure that the video doesn't get miraculously deleted.
Yep. Well, in other news, thank you all for tuning in.
Yep. Thanks, guys.